Hi folks, yes, my attire. Look like a bloody docker, doesn't it? Anyway, this is because, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, it's bloody hot. Been a hot day today, not particularly sunny but bloody hot, and this evening it's very bloody close, and it's well, let's say 8:15 at night, but it's bloody close. It's freaking hot. So anyway, wasn't going to do a video today. Got up this morning, thought town, somewhere else. I'd been wanting to go to this place for a long time because when I travelled through I saw this cemetery, so I thought I'm going to go one day, do a little bit of filming there. Church, I didn't bother going into it. Where I was on the pavement you could see the graveyard, so I took a little bit of film of that. And a little surprise thing that I found along the side of the road that I'd actually seen travelling, but first time I actually got up to it, so I'll show you that. Yeah, so wasn't so bloody exciting, but to start with, I'm going to start off with this, and it's not tea today, it's coffee. I'm normally a tea drinker in the house, coffee out there, but I'm going to have one today, and because of the mug it makes sense to have it. And I've just started filming and I'm starting to get tings. But let's have a look at the mug and you'll understand why it's coffee. Ta-da. Now it might look like a mug to you there, and you might think it's a bit ski with. Let's just have a sip. Bloody hot because I just made it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you have a look at this side. And I know it's a very odd colour. I'll have to put it down to do this. I don't want to drop flipping hot coffee on myself. Ta-da! Right, to start with, what you're looking at, it is that shape. It is totally at a bloody slant. So if I have I got anything? If I get this book I've got down here and put it like this, that's the shape what the mug should be, and that's what it is. So if that's level, that's the shape of the mug, and you'll understand why in a minute. Why it's pink is because these are pink elephants, and when do you see pink elephants? When you've had a bit too much to drink. And at the top it says morning after mug. Well, I just saw it in the charity shop and it was 50p, and I thought, I've got to flipping out that, look at the state of it. It's bloody hot as well. But I did think to myself, and I said to the woman, to be honest, if you got up in the morning after a bloody bad night before, you'd look at that and that would flipping boggle the mind, and you really would think you had a bloody hangover, wouldn't you? So yeah, 50p, it was a bit of fun. I'm quite happy to put that down because it's freaking stonking hot. Stonking hot. And there will be a video coming up later with some of the words that I use. But I've got to look at videos and find out what words I use, because I don't know, because I just use them. So I'm going to have to watch some of my videos to find out what words I actually use, so I can explain what I actually mean by some of the words, like stonking up. Right, yeah, so like I said, nothing in the charity shops, came back home, my hometown, had a look there. I was looking for something specific which doesn't seem to be around, and I found this. $1.99 metal candle holder for that size as a spike. Really like it. I was looking at it, odd shape, and I was wondering, it's wide there and dips in, it's wide there. I'm wondering if somebody's out to bits sometimes, and there's a little bit missing from there, like maybe a crystal type shaft or a metal shaft. You undo that, put the shaft on, and then put that back. What do you think? Does look a bit like it's got something missing in the middle, yeah. So yeah, I don't care, it's sort of quite neat that way. And if I ever have anything that I can thread onto that, maybe quite a few beads or so, I might have a go at that as well. Whatever. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Okay, what you're looking at is a building that's always fascinated me as I've gone past. That's the gate into it. If you could see at the sides as courtyards and such. It's an old church that has been decommissioned, and the brickwork cleaned up on the outside, and it's always been fascinating to me to watch the progression that it's going through, because as we go up the building you'll see work being done there, and where before there was never anything in the windows, there's glass now. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm assuming that they're turning it into flats or luxury flats, something like that. But I shall put a picture or two up when it gets done. But I thought I'd show you it because it's pretty interesting, I think. Next short little clip is the church there. I don't know if it's the only church, but on the main road it's the only church I ever come across. The one that's actually commissioned and people use at the moment. I've always wanted to go and have a look, probably go and have a bit of a film, but I noticed when I got there on the path that I could look over the wall, and you wouldn't have seen much more if I'd have gone walking around in there. So it's just a little clip. As I go along there you'll see the graveyard, churchyard. If it's within the church precinct, it's a churchyard. If it's outside, it's a graveyard and cemetery, blah blah. Anyway, as you go along there you'll see what it looks like. It's a pretty neat little churchyard actually. Anyway, the next bit, folks, I did mention. I'm not saying it's the only one in Britain. England, it definitely isn't. But it's strange to find. And this, I did read the little things on the seat, well, the seat, back of it or wherever. but I can't remember exactly what was said. The two upright stone pillars are from the original, definitely from the original going back. The woodwork's probably had to be changed over the years. We're talking a long time, I don't know, it was 1800 and some odd or earlier. You might be able to see it when you look. But it's stocks. Side of the road, footpath, gardens, houses. So outside of somebody's house and garden there is these stocks. You know, the stocks where if you was a naughty boy or naughty girl, you got sat there, your feet out there, stocks went down over your feet and you were stuck there. And all the kind villagers or whatever they were at the time would come along and probably pelt you with rotten eggs and tomatoes and goodness knows bloody what they might have thrown at you for your punishment for being a plonker or whatever. Anyway, if you look, you'll see them there, and they're still there. Whether they use them or not, I couldn't tell you. But I dare say I'd put a few buggers in there. Okay, the stocks. You don't want to be in there. So on to the last bit, folks. I'm just going to give you a little intro and then leave you to have a walk round. And it's the big cemetery. Enjoy yourself, have a look around. Hope you all enjoyed that little walk. So that's it. End of the video. So do or don't do what I would do. Hope this flipping evening cools down a little bit now, and see you next time.